Hi everyone. Well, it's been a few days now, but I'm sure you've heard that Assassin's Creed Valhalla has been announced, and I don't have too much to say, but I figured I'd make a video about it, about the trailer, that is, because that's pretty much all we have now, except some details on the website here. Um, First of all, I'm no costume expert, but I would like to take a look at this. And if we look at these people, these background characters here, it's quite upsetting. This guy here, he looks like a combination of, I don't know, Aquaman and some Mortal Kombat character. These people look ridiculous, but these people look a bit better. I don't know anything about the helmet though, and of course they all have these wristbands, these gauntlets. But I think that's pretty mandatory if you're an assassin, and I'm assuming these people are assassins here. But we take a look at Ivor, and he has some Viking face paint or makeup, which was a thing, but was that just the ruse? I'm not sure, but it was likely that that was a thing. And then, of course, he has the fur, and he has a strap on his fur. Let's count how many straps he has here, actually. There's a strap here. He has this weird stomach strap, corset thing. And then he has another strap on top of that. And then he has another strap on top of that. And then he has some straps here. And he has this weird thing under his stomach corset thing. I can't even tell what it is. And another coat. A leather coat. This weird leather fetish. I don't get it. And then he has some sort of tunic underneath. I really do just want to, rip everything off except his tunic. His legs look fine. Sure, he can keep his armbands because he's an assassin, presumably. And, sure, the fur is fine, but it's too layered. I don't know why this is necessary. I think it looks like a mess. Yeah, we can move on to the trailer now. And the first setting here looks like Norway. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm interested if anyone knows, but this in the center here does look like a stave church. And that doesn't make any sense considering this is pre-Christian Norway. And again, right here, there it is. And here's a happy little Viking village. Don't have too much to say about it. Couldn't tell you how accurate this ritual stuff is, but it does look a lot like the Vikings TV show, which I'm a bit disappointed in. And of course, this looks like the fjord in the Vikings TV show, but that's also just the appearance of Norway, right? And there's England, and they're sacking England. This is the part that makes me upset. The messing with the moral structure of the Viking raids in the 9th century in England. Right, they were the raiders, they were the invaders, they were evil. And I don't know how it looks good on them to spare the wife and daughter while they still kill the husband. Unless they were, for some reason, dragged along and they're like slaves, but I really doubt that. And so we're supposed to think, oh, they're such good guys because they let these children go. And sure, that may have happened sometimes, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't know why we're looking at the Vikings as the heroes. They're the ones invading, raping, pillaging a foreign land. Of course, that's the traditional view of Vikings. Everyone knows that. But they are doing some really weird revisionist stuff. And here, it's really cool. They're building a longhouse in England. There's a Odin statue here. And of course there's evil King Alfred. Now what I hope I hope in the game it's really this guy, pulling the strings for Alfred, and he's like the evil Templar and Alfred's a good guy. But still, that makes Alfred look pretty weak, doesn't it? Unless it's through some sort of magic or advanced technology. Something interesting here, he stamps the letter with a design for a coin. I'm not sure why. But Alfred was a good king, right? Like, everyone agrees on that, right? I don't think that's a controversial point. And then to just make him the bad guy. This is like the Assassin's Creed 3 Evil George Washington DLC, except this is not a DLC. This is part of the canon. And of course, this is just the trailer, so I'm curious how they'll play with this in the game. Not saying George Washington was perfect, but I'm saying he's a comparable figure in which most people consider him a good guy, just like Alfred. Alfred kicked the Vikings out. I don't see what's wrong about that. And this again looks very Vikings TV show. Surprisingly, they did a good job with not having everyone wear a helmet. And flaming arrows. A bit disappointed that they always fall for this. And I don't know how all these arrows were shot at once and they all retained their fire. It is very dark here, but they're fighting the Anglo-Saxons here, and I've seen a lot of comparisons to the appearance of the Anglo-Saxons as the Norman English, which was a few hundred years from now, the French influence stuff. Then also I saw the comparison of the Anglo-Saxons in this game to the Byzantine Greeks, which I sort of understand. In reality, both the Vikings and the Anglo-Saxons should look very similar, but they shouldn't look like either of these fictionalized versions of them. All the Vikings are so layered with leather and fur. I don't get it. And again, this reminds me of the Viking TV series, even though I haven't seen much of it. This was like reminds me of something from like the first episode. And then here, this big Saxon brute. It sort of looks like he's wearing like a Vendel era helmet, which is interesting. Again, there's this guy. I assume he's pulling the strings of everything by allowing this brute to kill the Viking, but they're invading their land, right? I don't need to repeat myself again, but I don't understand what they're trying to get at here. The poor Vikings. And that was it. I'm curious how the game will be, and I hope it does diverge from the trailer when it comes to the plot and the depiction of good and evil. I hope it's very nuanced, and I hope it's not just Vikings good, Saxons bad, because that would be a shame. I do think I'm going to buy this game. No, I know I'm going to buy this game because it's the only one of its kind. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you're going to buy the game. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you have to say. Bye.